Good morning everyone and welcome to another edition of the Money Garden. So today it's Monday and we are going to cover one of the most important rules, if you will, or laws of the way money grows and how do we grow our investments, how do we grow our money. And it is something called the Rule of 72. So the Rule of 72, actually those Warren Buffett, I'm sure most of you know who Warren Buffett is. If you follow him, Warren Buffett says that the secret to his success is three things. Number one, that he was born in America. Number two, that he's got patience. And number three is the rule of is compound interest, he calls it. But Rule of 72 is also known as compound interest. It really is the law by which the way money grows. So a little bit about the background of the Rule of 72. It was invented by Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein also called it the eighth wonder of the world. And so how does it work? I will tell you guys the definition and then I will break it down to make it a little bit easier to understand. So the Rule of 72 says that if you take 72 and you divide it by the interest rate, that you are earning on your investment, it will give you the number of years it will take for your money to double. So the Rule of 72 actually tells you not only that you're earning interest on top of interest and you can grow your money with compound interest, but it tells you how much and how soon or how fast. You don't have to just guess. Is it going to take me 10 years? Is it going to take me 50 years? Is it going to take me, how much money am I going to have in how much time? It doesn't have to be a guessing game, you guys. Let's use an example. Where do most people keep their money, you guys? In the bank, right? So today, how much do the banks pay you in interest, like on your savings account or checking account? And while they do vary, let's say on average it's less than 1%. It's 0.05, 0.0 something, right? So let's assume that there is a bank that pays you 1%. And some CDs you might get a little more, 1.5 or 2%, etc. So it varies. So let's assume that it's 1%. So if 1% is your interest, then again, if we go back to the Rule of 72, we're going to take 72, right? We're going to take 72. We're going to divide it by 1 because 1 is the interest, remember? It will give us what? 72, right? So in this case, if we're following this rule, based on your interest rate being 1% in the bank, you guys, if you have $10,000 at 1% in a bank, it will take you 72 years, remember? So we said 72 years, it's going to give you the number of years that will take your money to double. So in this case, 72 divided by 1 equals 72, right? So $10,000 at 1% in the bank, it will take you 72 years for your money to double. In other words, to turn into 20,000. I know, right? It's most people never think about it. They think, oh, I'm going to keep my money in a bank and I'm going to save my money and I'll be fine and eventually I'll have enough money. No, you will have to save a whole lot, and even that is not going to grow. At 1%, you're never going to make any money, you guys. So the bank is really good for you to maybe keep an emergency fund so it's liquid, but outside of that, if you want to build retirement, if you want to build college savings, if you want to build anything, definitely the bank is not the place for you to keep your money. So let's assume that you find a place, and especially for long terms, right? This is 20, 30, 40 years. Like if you're in your 20s, you're going to have about 40 years till you retire. Well, let me think about, how do I invest? Where do I put my money? How do I not only save money, but how do I grow my money, maximize that money so I have the most money when I retire, right? So then the way you do that is if we find something, let's say at 8% or 10% that will pay you. So in that case, if we're just switching out the 1 that you're getting at the bank for, let's assume 8 or 10%, which is again over 30, 40 years, it is not at all unreasonable expectation. Then let's assume at 10. So if you take 72 divided by 10, it's 7.2, right? So again, the same investment. So now if you invested the same $10,000, you put it in the right place where you're going to earn on average 8 to 10% over time. with the same principle, now we're gonna take a $10,000 at 10%, it will take you 7.2 years for your money to double. So, which one is more exciting, you guys? 72 years or 7.2 years? Obviously, it's a rhetorical question. Clearly, 7.2 years is better. So now that we find out exactly how long it's going to take for our money to double, the next step is to figure out for if we keep it in for long term, how much money can we expect, given that we keep about the same interest rate. And this is where truly compound interest kicks in, because what happens, this money doubles at every 7 years. So in 14 years, from your 20,000, you're gonna now have 40,000, right? In 21 years, the 40,000 will turn into 80,000, right? In 28 years, the 80 turns into 160, right? In 33 years, 35 years, another 7 years, the 160 turns into 320, and in 42 years, like let's say when you retire, when you're 65, this 320 turns into 640. And as you can see, what I'm doing, you guys, I'm just keep adding 7 years to my investment, right? 7 years, 7 years, 7 years. So what does that mean? If you have $10,000, you definitely don't want to keep it in the bank. First of all, that's the first thing, first lesson. But second lesson, you can take the guessing game out of it. Now that you know the rule of 72, how it works in compound interest, you will know exactly if you keep the same 10,000 and you never contribute to it over time, how long it's going to take you for that 10,000 to not only grow, but about how much is this going to grow. So you can expect that the same 10,000, you're gonna have $640,000 in your retirement account or any investment account that you want at the end of the 40 years. Now, if you continue putting more money to it, obviously, over all that time, then you're gonna continue adding more contribution, then certainly this 640,000 or your investment will grow by so much more. But essentially, so just to summarize today for you guys, the rule of 72, which is most people don't know it means, a lot of people have heard of the compound interest, they know. However, when I invite people to share with me what it means, most people yet again don't really know. They go, yeah, I heard about the compound interest, but I'm not exactly sure what it means, how I explain it. So the rule of it, again, was invented by Albert Einstein. And what it means, basically, it takes 72, you divide it by the interest rate you're getting on your investment, and it will give you the number of years it'll take your money to double. And then after that, if you continue to keep it at the same interest, then you just keep adding the same amount of years, and you can calculate, and it takes the guessing work out of it. You can calculate exactly how much money can you expect to have in how period of time, only if you just know the interest rate you're going to make on your investment. And again, the final lesson here is, even though it might seem obvious, but sometimes maybe it isn't, is that if you can put your money somewhere where you get the most higher interest rate, obviously 4 is better than 1, 8 is better than 4, 10 is better than 8, obviously. So the higher the interest rate, that's what you want to go for. Because if you keep your money in a bank at 1%, guess what? Again, it will take you 72 years to even get it double, let alone to grow it to more. So, hope that helped you guys today. If you have any questions, comments, please comment below. Let me know. I'm always interested to hearing your thoughts, your suggestions, and have a great week, everybody.